Hey yo, what is it, guys? It's Rebe Gaming 17 back here with a review of Cold War. It's season one's about how far through a season one are we? It's just in 50 days. All right,
15th is the midway.
really?
Yep, 15th. There's an update, and I'm pretty sure we get Tombstone. So I'm excited.
So there we go. This is Oddity. You know him.
Yep, you know me. That's
Yeah.
my intro. We're getting Tombstone.
Hey, but Tombstone's gonna be really fun if we get it. It'll be really fun.
I
So
think it'll fit well.
so let's
I just realized.
what?
I just realized in your thumbnail you sent me.
There's all
my God blast. God blast that ass is just in the
yeah. I
background.
had to put that in there. All right. So this would be an not really in-depth review. There's really just the top, like the just scraping the surface of really reviewing it. But we are going to be reviewing Cold War. Um,
Yes.
chess. So we're going to start with just the game itself. Um, I mean, it seems pretty popular. Totally honest. Like, let's pull up some numbers. How many copies have they sold?
Well,
As of
let's see.
December 18th,
Okay.
it sold 5.7 million digital copies. So I mean, it's
Yeah. That's from Charlie Intel 2. That's from Charlie Intel 2. So you know that's probably true.
yeah, Charlie.
Typically, when it comes to Charlie, he knows.
Charlie is very good about that stuff.
I know Modern Warfare is one of the best-selling Call of Duties of all time.
This we're
The
but
new
we're
Modern
yeah we're just in an era where games are way more
Yeah.
popular than it used to be.
Also, this is still the midway point of season one.
Yeah, so they still have a lot
It still
to do.
it just came out 2 months ago, so we still have a whole year before the game can really like hit its peak, and then the next Call of Duty will come out. Because typically games hit their peak within the mid life cycle.
Yeah,
Just like game comes out, game hits their peak, and then it's just like game slowly dies off, and then it reaches that midway point of hype again while waiting for the new Call of Duty, and then the new Call of Duty comes out and it just resets.
yeah,
It's happened every year.
but yeah, I'm really happy with this Call of Duty. I mean, I was looking forward to it, and then when I got to play the beta, it's a whole different game style as MW.
Yeah,
Like I was so
me
used to MW, and then this is just like a whole different experience. It's real. It runs a lot smoother, I think, to me.
me personally, and you know this, and all of our personal friends know this, but I'm not a fan of MW very much.
Yeah, you're not, but I mean, you did play. I mean, how many hours you got on that game?
I I, I have I have like 5 6 days played.
Okay, so you have the right to say you don't care for it. But I mean,
I, I I have SMGs platinum. I have ARs almost platinum. I'm like 3 ARs off. I've used mostly every gun.
Mr. Oddity, you're
I
not.
I just I can't get into it. You know,
I don't know. Plat SMG sounds like you got into it a little bit.
platinum PG does. Yeah, yeah. I like the gunplay of MW. I like the faster time to kill. It just Cold War to me feels like people actually rush a little more. They actually get in depth in the fights, and they actually move around and maneuver. When in MW, people would just kind of sit in a corner and just wait for
Yeah,
you to bring the fight to them. And
yeah.
Infinity Ward kind of suggest suggested. I can't speak. I
Suggested.
actually can't speak. Yes, thank you. They suggested that with the way they built their maps because they would add backlot from COD 4 or they would add Crash, and they would just add these new areas that were just kind of irrelevant to the general playstyle
Yeah,
of the original map.
I was wanting to talk about that too, because like I've heard every single complaint you have in the book. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
you were a player of the original MW, or really COD 4, I
I
should
was.
say.
That was the first Call of Duty I ever played, and that's why I'm so like harsh on MW because it tries to be this new like stepping stone for the new Modern Warfare franchise. When I it just to me seems like a watered down Modern Warfare, like World War II was a watered down World at War. It's just to me, it just
I
feels
never
like
heard
it's a
that
soul
analogy before. That's really what people
thing.
think about it. World War II, just
That's how I
watered
feel
down World
about
at
it.
War.
That's how I feel about it. I think that's how a lot of people do.
All right.
Now it's better. Now I feel like World War II is much better.
Yeah, with time,
Before,
it's aged well,
before
to me at least.
yeah,
Zombies.
before Mr. Michael Cornbread left,
Yeah,
he he definitely made World War II a lot better. But like back on the topic of the remakes and shit, I think Cold War so far the remakes that we've had of Raid and Nuketown, I think those two remakes enough give me good enough balance to say, okay, Cold War knows what they're doing with the remakes
yeah.
because
I'm on
like
Nuketown right now, and it's. But you have to understand, every single rendition of Nuketown is different. Like they've,
it looks different. It's the exact same map.
it's the
It's
exact
been the
same
same
map.
map
It's
since.
just different theme or something. Like this is like 70s hippies
Yeah,
world peace or whatever, and then BO2 was like futuristic 2025. BO4 was just
very futuristic.
a Russian missile or whatever thing. And what
Yeah,
was BO3
I
was an even more futuristic one, like with anti-grav and
simulation.
stuff.
It was a
So
simulation. Yeah, BO3's was like a simulation. BO2's was retro futuristic. BO1 was just classic Newtown. BO4's was like you said, just a Russian like nuke missile silo place. And then Cold Wars is like a destroyed site B of the original Nuketown. And like you said, they all look the same, but deep down, not even deep down, they're the same map. They've been the same map for 10 years.
yeah, yeah,
It's the same layout. Like they didn't add or change anything. They've never added or changed anything except wall running in BO3. But that still didn't change the play style of the map. The map has always played the same, and it still plays the same in Cold War. It's
yeah,
just how the community is at that time. And right now, because of MW, I think the community is in this sort of camping state where they
yeah,
just camp always. And I mean, you can't blame them. Modern Warfare definitely supported that. Raid, for example, Raid plays exactly how it does in Black Ops 2. Raid is Black Ops 2 Raid. There's nothing different, nothing new. It's Raid.
yeah,
If Raid was made by Infinity Ward way back in the Modern Warfare 2 era or Modern Warfare 3 era, and they brought it to MW 2019, we would have gotten this just kind of watered down version of Raid.
yeah,
It would have an area specifically for camping. They probably would have opened up an entirely new room specifically for camping. Raid has its own play styles, and I think that's what makes it so good. But if Infinity Ward had the ability to remake the map, they would have kind of ruined that to me.
all right. What's your thoughts on Raven?
I I like Raven. I think they did a great job on the campaign. They've
We'll,
been
we'll,
helping since like MW2.
we'll be getting to that later, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, yeah. I think Raven did a good job. I think Raven, with what they're given, I know you don't like Warzone very much,
Yeah,
but I think with what they're given
that's a given.
in Warzone, they do a good job. Warzone's very well made.
I can agree with you on
And I
that.
think you can.
It's just gameplay for me. It's just how people play and how it is. I That's why I don't like it.
Yeah,
The idea of it is
it's just
awesome,
how
and Blackout did it very poorly. Not saying it was bad. Just I just didn't enjoy the way Blackout was. But Warzone made it easier, but I also just didn't care for it. And a lot of people do, and I
yeah.
understand that they like it. I mean, that's their preference.
I think with what Raven was given, they did a good job with it. Like you said, it's not for everybody. I like Warzone a little more than Blackout. Blackout I liked slightly. I don't like Blackout now, but I liked the Alcatraz mode. I'm glad they brought that back. I'm glad Raven's actually able to do what they want with a little more creative freedom.
Yeah,
Because I think if Raven were given their own Call of Duty, I think they could make one of the best ones.
and like in the next gen era, really, like one of the best ones.
In recent Call of Duties, I think they can make a good one against iconics like BO2, BO1, MW2, maybe. But Raven's always been kind of like the sidelined kind of team. They've always helped. They've never specifically been given their own thing until Warzone. And to see how big Warzone has blown up because of Raven and because of how they've treated it, I really think we could see a Raven Call of Duty. I think people would like it.
I mean,
I think Raven understands a bit more of what the community wants.
if they like make it like really good, like if they, I mean, they've already made Warzone a lot more playable and reach a new audience of people. The kind of people that's never even touched a Call of Duty in their life, loving Warzone.
I mean, Warzone made me buy MW.
You kind of regret that, don't you?
That's the bet on. No,
You don't regret buying
no.
MW. All right, that's cool. That's progress. It's progress.
But like, I think if it can make me, who quit after BO4, re-buy another Call of Duty game after saying, "Okay, I'm done," I think that's really good. I think Raven did a good job of that.
Yeah. Now I played BO4 in its heyday. It I really did, really did enjoy BO4. Then I heard it
Oh
was
yeah,
received so poorly, and I'm like, what? I never thought of it this way. You know?
I didn't see because my phone was broken by the time I was playing Black Ops 4 and all that. So when I was playing Black Ops 4 by myself, I came to the understanding, sort of by myself.
That Void of Despair is the worst zombies map of all time.
I I liked Voyage of Despair. I liked Voyage of Despair for the longest time. And then after like finally replaying all of these iconic maps and just seeing how zombies used to be, I I I think BO4 did a pretty bad job. I don't think BO4 is necessarily terrible, like people say. I think it's just really disappointing.
I really liked
And in
how
the sense how
you go,
do it.
you go.
In the sense how BO3 sort of gave everybody the idea that zombies was becoming its own thing now. Like multiplayer in Black Ops 2, multiplayer sort of ran the show. And it's been like that for years. Multiplayer has sort of been the big thing. Uh, and seeing in Black Ops 3 zombies become its own like this is zombies now. It has its own story. We have our own community. We're bigger than what you think. And to show kind of the multiplayer people that Zombies isn't just the side mode now; it's its own thing. It's equal to multiplayer. Was great, and Activision and Treyarch both acknowledged that. And then in BO4 kind of just said, we'll wait on that.
You know,
Right
I
now, the biggest thing is Battle Royale, so we'll
yeah,
focus on that.
I really enjoyed how um the ether maps on BO4 was very original. Oh wait, they were all reimagines. My bad.
They were all,
Except
they were
wait,
all
were
remakes.
they all
So far,
reimagines or was one of them just like a remaster? Blood was
all of
reimagined.
the Ether maps were all all of the Ether maps were reimagined remakes.
Hey, so you know how so the Cold War was about missile threats, right? No.
Cold War was, while
Like,
there was a lot happening in between, the basic gist of the Cold War that we knew of
okay,
was
okay, hold on,
both
hold on.
Russia and America.
I'm talking about like
Do it.
U.S. history Cold War. How did that go?
Yeah, yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, that's
That's
about to
what I'm
say.
talking about. Both Russia and America had nukes, and they sort of both knew that, but both sides couldn't necessarily agree on whether we launch nukes and create this just giant global just hellhole, or we sign a treaty and just end this now. And it was sort of cold between the two. That's why they called it the Cold War, was because it was cold between the two, and both sides couldn't exactly decide what to do. It's just like, do we launch nukes and start World War III, or do we sign a treaty and just get on with our day?
Yeah.
Well, there was probably more like Black Ops shit happening in between. I'm sure there was a real war being fought that we don't know about, but from what we know, that's pretty much how it was. Just kind of
So, boom,
cold.
reimagine Ascension, but with a nuke and not a rocket. Boom, done.
They could.
Come on,
Call of Duty Cold War 2, 2022.
glow up my baby. Come on, I want to see Ascension reimagined.
They probably could. I could honestly see it. I think we're gonna get the multiplayer map.
Yeah, definitely multiplayer
What was
map.
it? Launch.
That was a BL1, yeah.
It was called like Launch or something. Yeah. I think we
Launch.
could see Launch.
Sounds about right.
I think we could definitely see Launch coming back. I don't know. My opinion on Cold War is mostly positive. Like, as a game in general,
Yeah.
it's mostly positive so far. You know, like I'm waiting for season 2 to fully like nitpick and be like, okay, this is what needs to be fixed and this is what needs to be. But right now, it's mostly positive. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I was just looking at something.
Hmm.
But so and this is really tough because I know you've played just about every single one. Like, have you played all the original Call of Duties? I'm talking about like 1, 2, and 3. I know you played
I played
MW
three.
or COD 4.
I played. I played three a little bit after COD 4, but I never played 1 and 2, or like any of the in between.
Oh, I tagged him. So in your opinion, what is the best Call of Duty?
I think. I
Actually,
think
hold
it
on.
really is just.
Before you answer that, I'll make this easier. What's the best MW and what's the best Call? What's the best Black Ops?
Best MW is Modern Warfare 2. I think its story is great. I think multiplayer was pure chaos, but you had room for every playstyle. It wasn't like one map was specifically made for this playstyle and others were made for this. Every map had their own playstyle. You could camp on one map, or if you just wanted to use a knife and stun in commando, you could do that.
You really
And
could.
and nobody was at a disadvantage. Nobody was at a disadvantage, and it was all completely equal. You could go into a match with, say you're only looking to use an M4, just use the most basic, easy class, just what you're given right at the start, right?
Yeah.
You can hop into a match and you can see trick shotters and no scopers and people who are using knife and commando, or people who want to use knife without commando. You could see these different playstyles, and I think that's why MW2 was so great. Was nothing was made for specific playstyle. It was pure chaos because everybody could do what they want. Every gun was good in their own way. Every class was good in their own way. And of course you had your annoying classes. But I mean, it was just what was good and what wasn't a thing back then. It was just like everything was pretty good. Everything was just chaos. The best Black Ops game is, this is going to be a little little weird for some people. I think the best Black Ops game is mixed between BO1 and BO3.
BO2 is not in the question, huh? Okay.
It's really close. It's really close.
Yeah, there's
I
only
think
four to
Zombie
choose from. And I
Wars,
know you don't like BO4, so of course. Oh, yep. Start place. It's close. It's close, guys.
I played Black Ops for zombies. That was what I had grown up playing, or I
Same.
had grew up playing. Was Black Ops was zombies and MW was multiplayer.
That's how it
And
was looked
so
at for the longest time.
yeah, that's how it really was. Was Treyarch had their own like specific way of looking into the Call of Duty franchise, and that was very much apparent with World at War. World at War was probably one of the most kind of in-depth Call of Duty we've had when it comes to that era.
Goes to.
There was no specific color palette for World at War. It was sort of gray, but it wasn't annoying. It was a good style, just general. It was just World at War. And so when Treyarch was given Black Ops, and they had made Kino, and they had made multiplayer, and they had made the story of the numbers and Mason, when it comes to campaign wise, I think Black Ops 1 takes the cake. Black Ops 1, you just do so much. There's just so much, just kind of like, you're not limited to one thing, but you can truly get involved into the story.
I mean, BO1 is home to my favorite campaign mission.
What's your favorite campaign mission?
You'd probably guess and get it right.
Yeah, Vorkuta. Or is it the Ascension mission?
It's the Ascension mission. Yeah, there you go.
That's what I thought.
That's the most. That's probably my most replayed one. It's just I enjoy it so much. Yeah, I just really do enjoy it.
But like, BO1 has its oh shit moments. Uh, and real quick, is there gonna be like spoilers for Cold War?
What?
Are we good to talk about whatever?
I mean, that's kind of what they came here for. So yeah, let's go
Okay.
crazy, go crazy.
Cold War to me doesn't really have an oh shit moment until the very end.
Yeah, I can see
And
that.
for Cold War, or for Black Ops 2, its oh shit moment is sort of towards the end of the game. And I think that's one of the most iconic like oh shit moments in gaming history is when you find out Woods killed Mason.
Yeah.
I think for most people, including myself, that's the moment our childhood kind of ended. Because for me, I grew up playing Black Ops. I grew up playing Modern Warfare. I love Black Ops. Black Ops is close to home for me. Right. I remember playing Havana with my aunt, and I remember I we taped a sheet over my head onto our little box TV
So you couldn't screen peek?
so we couldn't screen peek.
That's hilarious.
I have a very fond memory of that because I would always screen peek and I would always just like be an asshole. But like that's what it was about. I was a kid. I remember staying up all night playing Kino, getting the absolute shit scared out of me
Yeah,
when the
I
dogs
remember
came.
playing Kino, and I was just so scared.
I remember playing Five with my aunt, and Five was just interesting to me because I had no clue who all these people were except JFK. And
I wonder
I was
why.
like, oh, funny president man. I was like, oh, funny president man. And then when it came to the campaign, there was no specific moment that like I always remembered. The campaign was just always its own thing. And while I always remember when Sergey, whatever his name is,
Hmm.
he opens that metal grate and he had that pickaxe. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
And he just gutted that guy with the pickaxe.
yeah.
I'll always remember that moment. And I'll always remember looking away because I was like, yeah, I'm not looking at that. Yeah, mom. Yeah, dad. I'm not playing anything bad. Nah, nothing crazy. It's just Black Ops One.
It was pretty fun
I
because
remember that.
one time I was doing the Ascension mission. Well, I was playing the Ascension mission, and my brother's friends came over, a couple of them, and I was like, I just picked up the sickle. I was about to kill a guy, like brutally, like gut him or whatever. And then he was like, "Oh, should you be playing this?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not?"
There's, there's nothing bad.
Not,
It's just a funny video game. But I think that's what makes Black Ops One so good. It's just like nostalgia, and I guess same with Black Ops Two. I didn't play zombies in Black Ops Two very much in its prime. That could be why I'm so like
mad
against
about
Black
it.
Ops. Yeah, because I played multiplayer in BO2 Prime. So when it came down to it, I will always choose BO2 multiplayer over zombies, over BO2
Really?
zombies.
I mean,
And
yes,
while my
multiplayer was real. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I played Nuketown 2025. I mean, like bot versus bots, or wasn't the name of the other map? Standoff.
gun, gun game with the TFG lads, yeah. Standoff, yeah,
Standoff.
yeah.
That's an
That
iconic
like
map.
mining standoff, raid. I
Yeah,
mean, hell,
raid, of
raid.
course, of course.
When it comes to iconic multiplayer maps, you think of the
Nuketown.
maps that come
I
to
just
my
think
mind
Nuketown
when I think
and
of
Rust, but we're not talking about Rust right now.
multiplayer. I think of like you said, Rust. I think of Shipment. I think of Crash.
I never think it. This is a deep dark secret. So, if you were to ask me what my favorite map was on MW 2019, I couldn't tell you because I don't pay attention to the map names. I just see, oh, it's this map, the one with the tanks in the middle. Oh yeah, this one. I know all the spots for this one for S&D. Like I've
See,
never
for
once
me,
paid
I
attention to the names.
for me, I know the maps, and I bet you if you give me something to tell you about the maps, I can tell you.
Yeah.
But to me, whenever I see the map, it's just like, oh, gotta sweat my ass off this game, or
I mean, you should think
looks
that
like
every
people are
single
gonna be
time you
camping.
even see shipment. Like, oh, yep, I'm gonna have,
I
I'm gonna
honestly
rage
just think that
today.
every time I boot up,
I'm gonna
I,
rage
I,
today.
I, I should just think that every time I boot up MW. To be honest,
Like, I'm gonna get
just
mad today. I'm gonna get mad.
not gonna like things, not gonna be happy when I'm done with this.
Because there have been times where I've been in a game with you, and you just left the game, and you've threatened to just to throw the disc across the room.
Hell, I literally have a clip on the TFG Discord server where I literally took the disc out of my Xbox. I put the disc back in the case and threw it across my room.
At least you gave it some protection, some person.
I spent fifty
But
bucks on it. I'm not gonna break it. I'm not gonna purposefully break something.
but you'll
And to
damage
be
it
honest,
though.
that was more for comedic effect. Because I was in a party with Ben, and he was telling me to get off the game and come play Cold War with him. I was like, okay, hang on.
Just closed it, throws it across the room, out, breaks the window. Oh, my bad.
Like for me,
Oh my.
I can't mentally withstand playing Modern Warfare for more than like mentally. If I play Modern Warfare for more than 2 hours, I for the whole day I'm just gonna not be happy.
Not the first time I've heard that. Yep. If I do this again, I'm not gonna be a happy person. But that's just the thing. They really
Like
fueled this toxic energy in this game. On
they did,
purpose or not
they
on
did.
purpose, I don't know. But it's there.
I think it was on
It's there
purpose.
in the flesh.
I don't think they necessarily meant like, oh yeah, toxic behavior in the gaming community. Let's keep feeling that. I don't think they necessarily thought that. I just think this is what people like, and this is what I keep seeing over my course of playing Call of Duty. And so they were like, okay, let's increase that.
This gets the people going. Let's just turn this up.
Yeah. And so when it comes down to it, they increased shotgun damage. The 725. Like that shit was crazy until up about May. It's still crazy. I still go like I can use the 725 right now and I can get 20, 30 kills.
Ah, that you hurt. Been a while since I've used
It
him.
it just it's camping. I think I'll come to the same conclusion eventually that I did with the Black Ops 4. It's not so much bad. I think Modern Warfare is really well made. I think in a lot of cases it was the right step. Just like for the gunsmith. I think the gunsmith is awesome. I think the Modern
That's what
Warfare
I was about to
gunsmith
say.
is
Like the best thing to come out of MW is probably the gunsmith and naming like your mods or whatever.
yeah. I think some of the original maps are really good. I think Shoot House is great. I think Condor Hideout is great. I think Havok Sawmill is awesome.
Is it Havik or
There's
Hovik?
maps that are it's like Havok. I don't really care.
I don't
The
really care.
Sawmill map. It's
It's a
the
map. I don't
farm
care.
map.
The one with the
Doesn't really matter.
sawmill.
Funny farm map. I think when it comes down to that map, to those maps, I think those are really good. But when it comes to other maps, I think they kind of just watered them down. Like Crash. One of the best parts about Crash, and I don't think you've seen this clip. There's a clip that's always stayed with me, like growing up, and what made Crash great for me, anyways, was Merc Music. He
Yep,
he
you
was playing
lost me.
Crash back in It was like 2009, 2010, right? This was long ago, long ago. And there was a certain doorway that everybody would funnel into, and he got a quickscope quad,
Collat
one
or
shot
no?
collateral,
Collateral.
collat, the one shot collat quad, and that's what made Crash awesome for me. Was how there was always this one room that everybody knew they would get feeded on, but they didn't care. It was like the community had respect for itself in the sense how if they go this way and they get feeded, shit, don't be upset. Be happy for this person because you know you just made their day. Like I said, that clip has stayed with me throughout my entire childhood. Whenever I think of Crash, I always think of that clip. And so for them to just take that room and just completely destroy the room and then completely widen out the back alley to make it to where that doesn't happen, that kind of just ruins Crash for me. Because I know you didn't play much COD 4, especially in its prime. And to be quite honest, I don't remember much of COD 4, but the few things I do remember is what makes it great. Like that clip for instance. Like the few things I do remember for COD 4 are typically what makes it good for me. Hang on, give me a second.
All right. But yeah. Like, I mean, Call of Duty's been a big part of my life. Like, I don't know where the gaming community or just me in general would be without like COD. Like honestly,
Okay.
like where do you think you would be if there was no COD ever? Like COD was never a thing, and we just had to sit with Battlefield for the rest of our lives or Halo. That'd be torture, right?
Honestly, I don't think I would have. I don't think I would have the motivation to do what I want to do. And to be quite honest, I don't think we would have the whole Florida plan. Because, like, for me,
Yeah, honestly,
I
yeah.
find, I find major inspiration in map designing.
Mhm.
I think the people who have designed the maps are just talented. I mean, Nuketown. I think design wise, that map is a masterpiece. It's so uniquely designed. There's not a map like it, except Shipment. But
But shipments.
I mean, Shipment makes sense.
Honestly, I wouldn't even refer to Newtown as shipment. I would think of it as shoot house. To be totally honest, because it's
It's
big.
the same size,
Yeah, I think it's the exact same size, isn't it?
but
Basic
without that
three with.
general do it.
I said except this was like the basic 3 lane, you know,
Mm-hmm.
attack scheme.
I think that's what makes Treyarch maps so good. Is because they flow so well.
It's just the simplicity of it, isn't it?
Yeah, like Modern Warfare has always had these wide open kind of just never 3 lane. You could specifically pick out 3 lanes and say, okay, this is a 3 lane map. Sure, you could do that, but it will never play like a 3 lane map, like a Treyarch map.
Yeah.
Treyarch maps have their own vibe to them. Nuketown, Raid, Standoff, shooting range,
Oh, shooting range. I didn't even think about that earlier.
firing range. That's what it's called, firing range. They all play their own certain way, and I think that's what makes them so good. Would I prefer Cold War's gunplay? No, I've never preferred Black Ops gunplay. I think Modern Warfare's gunplay has always been superior in the sense that they always have very unique guns.
Honestly, yeah.
Like Modern Warfare, it has the Odin, it has the Kar 98K.
Well, we
Like
haven't
these
we
are
haven't
these are
seen that
never
since
guns.
War, huh?
World War II.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
But when it comes to a modern era, Call of Duty, we've never seen that. But the thing is it's not just a randomly placed gun in a randomly placed time period. It makes sense for the general idea of Modern Warfare. They're well built guns. These are weapons that work well. They worked well back then. They work well now, and so people use them. They're generally a decently built gun, and so when it comes to weapons, people use them. Modern Warfare has always had this kind of European feel where you're always like the Iraqi War, right? When it comes to the Iraqi War, you think of the general art style of that, right? And I'm talking about Call of Duty, not the real life thing. You think of the general art style of Modern Warfare. It has always come back to Modern Warfare being the kind of best depiction of that. At least COD 4 for me. Modern Warfare 1 has always had the best theme for it.
Yeah.
Like, I think when it came to really unique guns, Black Ops 3 started building onto that with the supply drop weapons. I mean,
Honestly.
we got a nail gun. We got a nail gun. We got a disc shooter.
What do you,
It,
what's the most
do what?
iconic DLC weapon of all time?
Hmm,
Because
DLC weapon.
when I hear DLC weapon and Black Ops together, I think of the Peacekeeper. Yeah, from BO2.
Honestly, I can agree with Peacekeeper. Honestly, in just BO2, BO3, BO4, the Peacekeeper has always been there.
Wasn't even it
I
wasn't even
think,
in BO3, was it?
yeah, it was in BO3. That was one of the first DLC weapons ever, or supply drop weapons.
Oh,
I think as a zombies player, the most iconic for me is the PPSH.
oh my god. Oh, don't get me going.
I don't know if you remember the Gorod Krovi era, where the trailer for Gorod Krovi came out, and people saw the trailer and they saw the PPSH, and they immediately flipped their shit.
Like PPSH is such an iconic weapon. It's a really good weapon too. Like,
Yeah, and not even
s-
in specific zombies.
yeah, like in general, it's like a really good
It's
weapon.
yeah. I think. Do you want to start talking about zombies now? We've talked a lot about
We've talked a lot about
multiplayer
other
and
than we've talked about a lot of other than what's it called? What's the name of that game?
zombies.
Oh yeah, Cold War. Yeah, we were supposed to be talking about. We talked a lot about
Yeah,
other things, but it's fun. Hey, this is just COD talk. This is COD talk now. Yeah, zombies. Yeah,
I think
let's get into zombies. Yeah,
I think Cold War zombies is some of the best zombies we've had.
honestly, yeah.
It's
Actually,
so.
this is perfect timing because I just chopped into a game of zombies, so perfect
I have
timing.
an hour until I have to go to
So
my
good.
lesson.
We
So
have an hour and an hour. It's whatever. So,
yeah. I
but
think for
yeah, go
zombies
on.
in the general gist of things, Cold War is one of the best we've got. I think BO4 changed a lot of unnecessary things. They added a new perk system for no reason. They just changed the overall feeling of zombies for
But you gotta commend them. They tried changing it up.
me.
They tried throwing
They
out
they tried,
They tried making new ideas, and yes, they didn't work at all in many people's eyes.
but I can respect them for at least one try.
I mean, if that didn't happen, we would have kept with the same perk system. Just think what it would have been
We
like.
wouldn't have gotten. We would.
What if we got to choose our perks when we came in, like in years ahead, and then somebody does it when it's a lot more popular, and then they mess up even more big time. I'm
Yeah,
happy that they made that perk system like that in BO4 and not later on when Call of Duty Zombies gets more and more popular, and
yeah.
they're like, oh my god, I don't want to play this ever again. Even though that's what many people thought in BO4, but then Cold War really did. Like, hey buddy, we got your back here. You're not all bad now.
It brought everybody back. It brought a lot of. Yeah,
But Cold War had their own
I
rendition of it.
think.
You can upgrade your perks before you get into your game. Not choose them, but you can upgrade them.
Yeah,
So,
and you can use whatever perk you want because there's no limit.
well, when we see Tombstone, we'll find out if there's a limit or not.
Yeah, we'll find out if there's a limit. I think there will be. I think there will be like a 6 perk limit, just because of how much they imply this just grab a 6 pack kind of feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an achievement for it. There's an achievement. You upgrade all 6 perks, and it's like the achievement's called like grab a 6 pack or some shit, and it's just level or upgrade all of the Black Ops Cold War perks.
Yeah.
I think the style of remake that Black Ops 4 did, where it was just a reimagined classic, and there wasn't very much original map for a whole year, that kind of gets annoying.
So what would you say? What's your favorite
Because I
ether map from BO4?
probably Alpha Omega,
Yeah, that's a lot of people's favorites. Tog is
and
probably
not
Tog is probably my
do
favorite.
it.
I'm gonna say Tog is probably my favorite.
That's understandable. I think for that time, we we had gotten we had gotten classified. We had just gotten Blood of the Dead. I think people were getting already really tired of the remakes, and I think Alpha Omega was the right step in the direction of remake because Nuketown's already a really small map, and to have at least a good 45% of the map be Nuketown, at least it's not the general all the map is Nuketown.
Yeah,
You
they
had the bunker area, you had the unique spawn, you had these new houses and this new power room that you could go to. It wasn't just Nuketown. It was Nuketown, but it was built off into
like
its own way.
Jesus Christ, they made like a whole bunker below it. I mean, yes, bunker was already teased before, but like they actually like did it.
It was in Blackout, which I mean, I guess you could say isn't original,
Was it the
but
exact same
I mean,
layout?
yeah, it was the same layout.
Damn it. Okay, well, I'm trying to speak. I'm trying to do
It's
something for Alpha, but this ain't working.
I'm talking for zombies.
Yeah.
It was unique to zombies, and I think I can commend Alpha for that. When it comes to remake, I would much prefer either a Chronicles 2, where it's like it's not
God,
trying to
I
be a
can't wait
new
for
map.
that.
It's not trying to be a new map at all. It's trying to retell the same story that's been told. Like how Chronicles was. It was the same map, just retelling the story.
But with a twist, we're in a different dimension.
So I think if they did a Chronicles 2 with mob just like that style, they could do it. They could pull it off. But don't force it down our throats like it's a new map.
Look, guys, original content, dude. You've redone this like 4 times in your career.
Yeah. And then I think the style of remake that Cold War did with D Machine, it wasn't built off of Noct. It's almost like Noct was just thrown in there.
Like, oh, we need a base area.
The
Well, you
map,
don't even spawn inside a knock. You go through knock to get
oh,
to the rest of the map.
to be honest, you go around Noct. People tend to avoid Noct because of just how small it is.
Yeah, like whenever I play, I only go through knock to get to spawn area or out of spawn area in the beginning.
I only use Noct to get the Wonder Weapon or the Wunderfizz,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
but
Honestly
that's
forgot about that feature.
rarely. It's rarely though. There's an a like a secret like calling card you get for buying all 6 perks in 6 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, I got it the other day.
Oh, I
I
might do it
stayed
with
at
this
Spawn.
game.
I stayed at Spawn. I had like 40,000 points. I opened up everything, and then I went to the Dark Ether. And instead of grabbing the machine part, I just went straight to the Wonder Fizz and just put all the perks. And I got the calling card. I don't think it's like a challenge or anything calling card, like a
Yeah,
Dark Ops challenge.
it's just one for zombies. Like it's like a secret one. I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah, it's just like a secret calling card you can get if you want it.
My bad.
I just I just like how Cold War did zombies. I think the whole it didn't unnecessarily change things. It built off of already what was there. We have the iconic perk system back again, but it's just built off of it. You can upgrade the perks instead
Yeah.
of having a different style of play. Every perk is built for the same style of play, and you can use each perk for however you want to play. You want to train? Go ahead. You want to camp? Go ahead. Like it's not hard to use each different play or perk for each different play style. And same with the one or with the pack punch system. BO4 built off of BO3's packaging system in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
Because after you pack a punch for the first, like, you have to pack punch your gun 5 times to get it to its fullest potential. It's just like the gun should be already at its best potential possible, and pack a punch should be its own thing, like how Cold War treats it.
Yeah.
I, I like the rarity system makes up for everything Black Ops 4 did wrong gun-wise.
But yeah, zombies has been a really big part of my childhood.
Same. I think zombies has, for you and me, kind of been like our thing,
Yeah.
you know? Like, you had tweeted out a good while,
Like
a good while ago.
like like about a whole summer. Like we were just straight at it.
Yeah,
Well, really since
we
quarantine.
really like, yeah,
Quarantine to
but I mean,
about before Cold War, we were really into it. Before you got back into MW, that's when we stopped
yeah,
playing zombies a lot.
we need to keep playing zombies
Yeah, there's the third. See, I don't think you realize how far behind I am.
on.
Remember that series I started that I said I was gonna finish in like 9 weeks? I said, "Oh yeah, I
Oh
started
yeah,
now. I'll probably have it done by when did I say it was gonna be done by? Like August. It was gonna be finished. It's January 4th, 2021, January 5th, 2021, and I'm
yeah.
still in BO3. But school started back up, so
I
then
mean,
it's
we can
getting
get
harder.
it done.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just people have a life. It's just,
yeah. People have lives.
it's just how, like, once it got a little further into 2020, people like started back up doing stuff again, and it's just like you don't have the same desire to do this anymore. You've
Yeah.
already done enough of it. Now it's time for me to get back to
I
it.
mean, I put out a lot of content in a short amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, we all did. We all really did a lot, like video game wise.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, I platinum SMGs.
Yeah.
Let me just remind you, platinum
Now I
SMGs.
didn't go nothing that crazy, but I have a
Yeah.
lot of guns gold in that game.
It's just it's really how you use things. I the sad thing is like after this year, I don't think we'll ever have a summer like last year again.
Eh,
It's like where we can all just sit down and play and relax. You know,
well, we still have the
because I
future,
mean,
so
yeah, I mean, shit, TFG House. The whole point of that is chilling out. But
you know we gotta get
I mean, like,
somebody's gotta pay the rent. Somebody has to go to school.
Yeah, we have to fully understand that before we can get to that, we have to mature a little before we can get to what we want. And for me, I think that's what this year is going to be. Like, I'm gonna start looking for a job Marchish. I'll have to have a job in April. That's my plan.
My mom's like, you can have a job, but you're not doing it through school because oh my god, I'm about to die. Because she wants me to focus on school. Which why'd I do that?
Yeah,
I completely understand about that.
yeah.
I
That's
mean,
why I want in
my
April.
job,
Just because,
my
like,
dream job is to work at Waffle House.
that's why I want in April because by the time we get to, by the time I at least get to April, that's when I'll start. My school year will be dying down a little. And I mean, most jobs now like are made towards students.
Yeah.
So like I have online school. I have a little more freedom, you know?
I don't know what you mean
Like of
by
course I
little.
still
I
have to
mean,
do
you're not at
something.
school for 7 hours a day. You're at home. So, I mean, you have a lot more freedom, really.
Yeah.
Oh, he's here. Where's he at? Hey, Megatron. How's your day been, bro? No need for
It's
you to
it's
pimp
just
slap me.
how like restaurants and jobs now work is because these are now up and coming people who need a job.
Yeah.
They're just like, well, this is essentially free work. But yeah, I definitely like hope by the end of this year that I have like a job. I'm working on a decent savings. Because like I was trying to say the other day, Christian kept interrupting me about calling me a bunch of names.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I graduate next year.
I don't know how that's possible, but yes, you do.
I graduate next year,
So, well, you'll be graduating
which is
2022.
just what, December of 2022.
Did you do work throughout the summer too?
So
Right? Didn't you?
yeah, I work throughout the summer. I work throughout the winter. I essentially don't stop. Like over the course
So
of
you'll graduate at 17.
yeah, yeah, that's how it works. Over instead of doing my senior year, I do my senior year over the course of was it 3 years or 2 years now, but over the course of 3 years in total, instead of just do it all in one year. I do it slowly over the course of three. So it's just like by the time I'm done with this class or this year, that'll be when I'll be probably like 75% through.
Yeah.
It's still just like a scary thought, though, because it's like people are always like, "Oh man, I can't wait to graduate high school. I can't wait to get out." It's a scary thought. It is a very scary thought.
Like, I gotta cook my own food now? Like, not saying that would be a problem, because I'm pretty decent cook. I'm not gonna say I'm, like, great at it. I mean, bro, I can make
Like
you
it's
a
gonna be the
I can make you a mean breakfast.
TFG.
That's about it. That's the specialty.
Like at TFG house, you're making me those bomb ass biscuits and gravy.
Have you ever
All right,
had
I've,
it? Have you
I've,
had
I've, I've
Have you ever
do it.
had my biscuit and gravy before? Have you ever had it,
I haven't had yours. I've had biscuits and gravy.
bro? You gotta come over one morning, and I just need to like make you some like delicious, mouth-watering biscuits and gravy. Like,
Of course, of course. But it's just like a scary thought. Like I essentially need to mature in a year. It just kind of feels like you're rushing into things, you know?
yeah,
Like this year, I got to get a job. I got to have savings. I want to get a car this year. Like I want to work towards smaller things. But with how I personally have had myself set up, I feel like I'm rushing myself into things.
mhm,
So it's just like I know I'm ready. I know I like I know I can do shit. It's
yeah.
just how I have myself, especially after last year, especially after 2020. It's just like I've been a lazy piece of shit the past year.
I mean, have you seen your COD level in Cold War?
124. Let's go. It's fine. It's fine. I'll be like prestige 5 by next week. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, it's kind of the pace you're going right now.
Honestly, not really. I've kind of just like stopped.
But yeah, the, the plan was to talk about Cold War. Now we did the opposite of that.
It's just Call of Duty talk now. Just Call of Duty talk now.
Is it called talk?
How
Cause
it's affected us,
now we're getting like personal talk.
personal life talk. I mean, Call of Duty's had such a personal effect on us.
Honestly, yeah.
I think it's just like it's only right to talk about that when it comes to Call of Duty, like in general.
Yeah.
Like people can say, "Oh, it's stupid to want to devote your life to something,
Okay, who
to a video
says
game,
that? Oh, to a video
to a
game.
video
Okay,
game,
to
to
a video game. Yeah, you had to finish that because I'm like, isn't that what people want to do? Is devote their life to something?
no, I'm talking about a video game. When it's just like I already have like because of that game, I have what I have now. And it'll only like because of my experience in this, this is the one chance that I have of actually being like, shit, I can have a career built off of this. I can have a life, a job, I can have like all because I'm decent at this one video game. And it's cool how that's the reality now.
Yeah.
It's no longer like you have to get this job, you have to do this. No, you can actually do what you want to do now. So I guarantee you go back in time, what, 15, 13, 15 years, 20 years? You tell somebody, I'm gonna make a career off of playing video games. They'll look at you like you're stupid.
Well, if you go 30 years ago, they're like, "What's a video game?" Actually, no, it would be the 90s. What? Yeah. God, I just can't believe the people that were born in 1990s are already 30 years old. That just don't seem right, does it?
Not yet.
Then what does seem right? Cause I don't know.
Is Wyatt giving you Call of Duty Zombies advice?
Is he? I can't hear him. He's telling me to do the coffin Easter egg. I don't know what it is. I know you have to shoot orbs,
Just
but
tell just tell him to shut up. Just I like you cut G and then just slap him.
just slap him across the face. That'd be pretty funny. That will go in the history books.
That would if videos were in the history books.
I mean, don't you have a folder of photos? Wouldn't you be able to put a
Yeah,
video in there in a folder?
yeah, yeah, I can put a video in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But there's never been a video that I've needed to put in there, like of somebody.
Is RG20 Pogs in there?
It needs to be. I need to put it. I haven't updated it.
I
Hmm.
think I'm a uh, what's it called? Uh,
What?
the thing. I could. Oh, penthouse. That's on. That's penthouse is on top of knocked, right? Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Cool.
Yeah. Penthouse is
I'm about to get. I'm about to get the
synthesis.
free die.
Also, never mind. I don't have to leave at 11.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, I leave at 12. Let's go. I have another hour. I actually do have to do school then.
So that's cool. That's cool.
Technically, so my teachers have been dropping a bunch of my assignments because I'm getting so close to the end of the semester. So they just dropped like an entire unit.
That's the cool
So
thing about it. That there's so much like
do it.
they have so much freedom to like. Oh hey, I don't want to grade this. Boom, you don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah, it's very rare they drop assignments, but when they do drop them, it's nice.
It's
That's,
very nice. Very nice.
that's why I was so like, holy shit, they dropped an entire unit because my algebra teacher dropped an entire unit of school. So now the only thing left for algebra is my exam.
Algebra 1, Algebra 2,
That's
what are we talking about?
algebra one, algebra one, because I'm in
Yeah,
one.
I'm dead. I'm dead. Mm.
Rip
I didn't even need to go. I shouldn't have even gone up there.
biology. Unit 4, lesson 5, modified tortfolio. Click here to do the human body Google form. Why is I don't know if it's just me. Is biology just the same every year?
I mean, science or biology?
Uh,
I mean,
Science, biology, all that shit.
Yeah. I haven't learned about moons since 8th grade, but usually everything just repeats itself.
Yeah, I mean, we learn about space and shit. I had to let my cat in. He was at my back door. Hang on, give me a second.
But yeah, it's been a pretty crazy year. Very crazy year. Very very crazy.
Okay, back. Ah. You there, Hunter?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Hunter, do my test for me.
Oh, okay. What's the first question?
Yeah. First question is how much of the average human body is made up of water?
70%.
That is an option, yeah. I have a video I can do this on.
Is it 70% or 90%?
How 90% isn't on here.
Okay, it has to be
The
70%.
answer choices are 65%, 75%, 60%, or 70%.
I think we're 70% water.
That's what I thought too. I have a video I can watch.
Like that would make sense, right?
I have no clue. Video makes it seem like the Inception trailer. Jesus. Because food, that's why.
Are you listening? Wait,
Hunter,
what
Hunter,
video
you're
is it?
wrong. Hunter, you're wrong. Hunter, you're wrong.
I'm wrong? What is it? 75?
60.
60%? That ain't right.
That's what the video is telling me.
You know, Mr. Oddity, that just don't sound right. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it here.
That's what happens.
Actually, no, because I'm trying to get gameplay too. So let's go ahead and just continue this. For FPS, am I hearing sicko mode in the background?
No.
Swear I heard sicko mode. Astro. Yeah,
No, not such good. Is that a Smosh clip?
that's kind of funny. From Food Battle.
My school video has a Smosh clip. It's awesome. Not really, but I mean, I guess I'll take it.
But yeah, I guess we'll end it here, huh?
Yeah, for now. For now. I'm sure this will be something that'll take a while to make, you know?
Yeah.
Rome wasn't built in one day.
You sure? I think it was.
I mean, it was ended in one day, but it wasn't built in one day.
It was ended in one day. But Rory, say goodbyes.
Bye. Have a good time.
Hour and 20 minutes.